Hey, this is Mike from the Relating Revolution, and we are together on a mission. Yep. Hear a lot of people say that, but really mean it and come from the heart because really want to see tangibly, practically, and powerfully increasing the quantity of love and joy in the world. But the subject of today's talk is comes from the prompt. It's day 26 of 30 on the Expose Your Truth Challenge from Juliana Garcia. And the prompt is like, how have you stood in your client's shoes and come out the other side? Like what, and honestly, there's so much that is the reason why I do the work that I do. I mean, it's all because I've stood in my client's shoes. Yeah, I've studied. Yeah, I've done the certifications. Yeah, I've done the workshops. Yeah, I have two master's degrees in psych. Yeah, I have thousands of hours of clinical explaining, training, and experience, but it's all been out of necessity. And so not only have I stood in my client's shoes, like I've lived my client's shoes, I've breathed my client's shoes, I have transformed my client's shoes, and that's why I do what I do. I mean, it wouldn't be any other way, and like it couldn't be any other way. And one thing that I really liked, I read somewhere that someone said like it, your challenges turn into your compassionate calling. Like this is like I know what it's like to suffer severely, right? And so, even perhaps more on a continuum than maybe the average person does, right? And so yes, these are the following ways that I've been in my client's shoes, but it's not even, I'm going to want to talk about something even beyond that. But like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, addiction, trauma, PTSD, head injuries, all of the all of the ways in which all of those things come together to impact a human being in their development, their personal development, but also in the relationship sense, like um, challenges with sexual intimacy, like challenges with like being really intimate, showing up in life, and like, and I don't mean in corny, cheesy ways, like there's so much of the stuff out there, and that's what I want to get out. That it's just like, I don't know. It's here's what I'd rather do instead of like putting down what's out there. I'd rather just say like the people that are going to be attracted to working with me and like that my tribe of people are the people that are like want things that are practical, more grounded, and also like not so I don't know how to say it with, I don't want to be a jerk, but like not so cheesy, like not so sappy, like, and also we don't need to like spill our, like, come to like therapy to like tell me all your problems and like, or like, get stuck in the past or in the problems and like how mommy and daddy did this or didn't do that. Look, I'm not saying like there can be childhood trauma is a big thing. I've been a trauma therapist for many years. Like I'm not saying that it's not, but there's also kind of a much more practical, effective, and not as messy a way of like working with it and making positive changes in our lives that are that are based on best science and best research. And so again, so I'm getting off track a little bit. So not only do I have all the personal development like stuff that I've walked in my clients' shoes, like the depression, the anxiety, the panic, the trauma, etc., but also like the challenges in relationship and intimacy and being on the brink of divorce. I've talked about that in this 30-day challenge. I've talked about that a lot. So I don't, what I say a lot is that I don't just study this stuff, I live it. This is my life, right? And it's a beautiful thing because now I get to share ways that we can practically and tangibly and powerfully increase the love and joy in the world. And I like, I'm a grounded hippie. Love really is the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that's going to heal us. It's the only thing that's going to work. But at the same time, that needs to be a very grounded and practical approach. It's not pie in the sky. So here's what I've craved for that I think some of my clients crave for too is like something that's real. There's so much charlatan bullshit out there in self-help, in pop psychology, therapy. I mean, oh my gosh, going through graduate school and being like, okay, I'm trying not to be judgmental here, but you're going to be a therapist? Holy shit. Just because you graduate with a master's degree in psychology and you go through the process of earning your license to become a psychotherapist does not mean that someone is sane or grounded or worthy. Oftentimes a lot of people in that profession are trying to compensate for their own inadequacies by focusing on other people, right? And so really, like, I kind of have like an old school belief on this. It's like I it has nothing to do with it believing that I'm better. Like, if you focus on, if you're if you're the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker, if you focus on what you specialize on, you're gonna be you're going to be better than the average person at that, right? So I believe that it is my job to have more tools, more skills, more resources, more access to joy, more access to gratitude, more access to transformation than the average person. Because if not, like, why would you want to seek my consultation, seek work with why would you want to work with me if I wasn't like if I wasn't practicing what I preach at a higher level than the average person is? It's like we live it's kind of weird. Like, our we go to the doctor's office and the doctor's like smokes butts, is overweight, and like, it's okay, no judgment, but like, the doctor should be healthier than us. They know more about what's going on in there. They should be healthier physically, right? And so your coach, your therapist, you know, while you want to be able to relate to them and you want them to have walked in the same shoes that you've walked in, you also want them to be a few steps further along than you are, right? It's just the same way I want my mentors, which I have in my life, to be a few, I have a business mentor who's steps ahead of me. I have spiritual mentor who is steps ahead of me. They're not better than me. They've just been doing it longer and they've been doing it more, and I can benefit from their experience. And that's the whole point of mentorship, of guidance, right? So, craving for something real to cut through the noise of all the bullshit on Facebook and Instagram and self help and snake oil sales and spice up your sex life and like this gimmick, that gimmick, you know, therapists that are actually evolved. It can actually, can actually know what to do, not just listen, but actually know what to do to help you take you from A to B to C to Z, right? Because they've gotten to Z. And like, so I've craved for that, and I've waded through a lot of the crap, and I've been lucky and blessed enough to find guidance and support and mentorship because of my sincere asking for that. That has shown up in my life. And so now I am also able to share and pass on those maps, tools, instructions to others that are sincere and are like, I really want something real. Like, I'm willing to do the work if I could just find something that was like, you know, the maps, tools, and the instructions for what to do. Just tell, and I'll do it. I have work ethic. I have motivation. I want things to improve. I want my marriage to be amazing. I want my family life to be thriving and happy, and my kids to see, to have a whole lot less fighting going on around them, and to have parents that are in love. And I want, the intimacy, and I want to get over some of these traumas and challenges. And like, I really want this stuff. Is there a way? Yes, there is a way. There is a path. There are tools. There are maps. There are instructions. There is guidance. None of us needs to go it alone. But it is very difficult, and I can empathize with this and I get frustrated with this. It's very difficult to tease apart the stuff that is like the real thing versus the stuff that is the kind of like, the person who's, gotten a bunch of weekend certifications and now calls themselves a life coach. you know it's like, come on. And you can make it look good. You can, in fact, most of them probably have better, fancier, nicer websites than I have, and you can make it look great, all the bells and whistles. But the thousands of hours of working with people, and also like your own personal transformation and commitment to your own personal growth and development, that's pretty rare. So it doesn't mean that we might not have the right vibe. Like, you might not jive with with my vibe and my energy and my process. That's totally cool. There are people that you can work with too, but like, you know just sincerely ask for the sincere, sincerely ask for that type of mentorship and guidance and support, because we all need it. It doesn't matter how smart or intelligent or capable we are. We all can benefit from someone that is just 4 or 5 steps ahead of where we're at on a similar trajectory. It just makes good old common sense. And so just ask sincerely for it. And yeah, you'll probably have a lot of the people come out and be like, it's me, it's me, it's me. But then you'll know in your heart and you'll know in your guts when you're, oh no, this is the one that resonates. This is the one that resonates. So I wish that for all of you. I wish that you find the guidance and the support that you need. I hope that I want to communicate for you that there is hope. There is a way forward that is not, it's not repression, it's not denial, it's not icing on a shit cake, it's not just positive thinking, it's not just saying, oh, everything's going to be fine, just think positive, just be grateful, just activate the law of attraction. But it's also not like oh, that you really, it's not gimmicky, it's not like, try this to spice up your sex life. It's not that. It's also not um it's also not tell me how that makes you feel. And what I hear you saying is like, it's not that. It's also not, I've got to tell you every single problem and figure out every single problem from my past and go into every single problem in my past. It's none of those things. There is a way that is solution focused, action oriented, um, does require courage and dedication, uh, isn't doesn't take 5 or 10 years, but also doesn't take a week or a month. That is both open hearted but also grounded and not dramatic. There's a difference there. It's like it's open hearted, it's vulnerable, it's there are emotions, but it's not dramatic and in like sappy and disempowered and weak. And I don't mean weak in a like a macho way. I mean weak in like in a feeble way. It takes courage. It takes commitment. It takes dedication to up level your life, whether it's your business, whether it's your personal health, whether it's your marriage. It takes courage. It takes dedication. It takes work. But it's also not so hard either. It's also it shouldn't be 5 years of, you know, grueling therapy and vomiting every single thing that's ever happened to you. That's not it either, okay? So I'm starting to ramble now, which is a good cue for me to be done. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. I've been there. I am there. I still do the work every single day in my life. I still look to mentors every single day in my life. So I hope that this message finds you healthy, happy, and thriving, and saying, how can I make COVID, how can I turn all of those shit that's going on in my life into fertilizer to grow and thrive in ways that were even better than they would have been if I didn't go through the challenges. That is the attitude. That is the attitude of transformation. That is the attitude of the hero. There's two choices in life. Every single one of us has trauma. Every single one of us has trauma and adversity. There are two choices: to be the victim or the hero. Love you all. Have a beautiful day.